predicting F1 tonight. It's gonna go well. It's gonna go super well. It's gonna be lovely. It's gonna be jubbly. And we're gonna have some fun, to say the least. First things first. What I need to do? Put them in here. I can do this. Perfect. There we go. I don't know why I didn't I was like on the side. This is our official predictions that we're making. I need to write down British's that he put in the Discord. Okay, biggest disappointment. Okay, quality top 3 we got. And we got, wow, this would be, oh, this, oh, this would be horrible. One. I would take that every single day of the week, twice on Sundays, and a third time every other Friday. Okay, I want this, this, here, place, perfect. Okay, I now want to, let's get this thing rolling. Okay. Okay. All right. We can do this. 2, 1, 2. All right. Oh, you know what I need to do? Actually, I might do this real quick. I'm gonna make a command that has those in it that can just run. You. Nope, wrong one. You. Okay, no offline. Take this anymore. I'm gonna leave it up so I remember to disable it for later. Okay. Getting distracted. Okay. Let's do it. Let's knock this bad boy out. I need for you to go away now that I have that. And then I'm gonna have you go away. We're gonna do it like this. The crown jewel of the F1 calendar is upon us, the Monaco Grand Prix. After missing Imola last weekend thanks to the flooding happening down in Italy, we are but a couple of weeks since our last race out in Miami, and we head to the Principality, Circuit de Monaco, Circuit de Monte Carlo, and we're going to make our predictions about what's going to happen at the Monaco Grand Prix this season. I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna do that again. I didn't like it. The crown jewel of the F1 calendar is upon us. Monaco Grand Prix is this weekend, and we need to make our predictions about what's going to happen. After a couple of weeks off of no races, we're back, baby, in the Principality of Monte Carlo, racing around the circuit of Monaco. The city streets will be alive, the fans will be rabid, and the predictions are going to be spicier than ever. Let's get into it. I like it. We're going to start with our biggest positive surprise of the weekend, and I am going to go a little bit homery, if you couldn't tell by the shirt I decided to wear tonight. We are going to be predicting that Kevin Magnussen is going to have a good weekend in Monaco. He's had some history there before, some good finishes, some good results. It's entirely pure feeling, but I think it just in my gut that Kevin Magnussen is going to show up this weekend. He's been kind of feeling it ever since Miami. We saw him battle his way forward to P4 in qualifying, finishing in the points in Florida here in the United States. And we now go to Monaco, where I just have this weird feeling that Kevin Magnussen is going to come out and just absolutely smash it. It's going to be one of Haas's best finishes to date, and I can't wait to see it. And if you're new here, in these prediction videos, I like to do a thing with my Twitch chat over at Mr. Dakota Zero on Twitch, where I also give them an opportunity to make their predictions, and we'll see how we do compared to each other at the end of the race weekend. But for this prediction, the biggest positive surprise, my chat has gone with, very similarly to my pick with Kevin Magnussen, Alex Albon. Williams seems to have a pretty decent car this season, and we think that Alex Albon could be in for a very good weekend. The Williams might do well around Monaco. It's very slippery, not necessarily as prone to dirty air that we seem to think so. So can Albano make his way forward? We're predicting an Albano points finish. Our next prediction is the complete opposite of our first. We're going with our biggest disappointment, and for me, it pains me to say it because they did bring out a fire livery for Monaco. I am going with McLaren. They bring a very fun one-off livery to Monaco, but unfortunately, I think McLaren is still just not up to snuff, and I think the biggest disappointment of this weekend is going to be McLaren. I think they might just struggle around Monaco, and we've seen before that if they just have one bad qualifying session and they can just be stuck at the back and not be able to move forward much. And if we're talking about a place that you don't want to do that, I think Monaco might just be it. And you know what, Monaco very rarely is the place, you know, for super special things to happen. You know, once the grid is set, that's kind of it. And so unfortunately, McLaren, you're my biggest disappointment of the this F1 weekend. And as for my chat, they've gone with a bit of a kicking him while he's down, but they have gone for Nick De Vries. He has really struggled so far as a Formula E world champion and a very, very experienced race car driver. He's just not had a very good start to his season. Already seeing rumblings that he might get replaced if he doesn't turn it around, and soon. And unfortunately for him, Monaco rarely is what the doctor orders to fix struggles. Those walls are close, the circuit is tight, and really it's no room for error. And a guy who has had some issues with not making mistakes, Monaco very rarely is the place to have those kinds of races. So unfortunately, Nick De Vries, you're my chat's biggest disappointment of the F1 race weekend. Our next prediction has to do with the most exciting part of the Monaco race weekend. We are giving our qualifying predictions here in Monaco. I mean, this is really where the magic is made, and barring any major blunders on race day, this usually was a pretty good indicator of how the finishing order is going to go. So for my qualifying results in P3, I have gone for Fernando Alonso. I think Fernando has been talking up a big game when it comes to Monaco. He's been saying that he might be Aston Martin's best chance at a race win this season, and I think he's going to come in Very excited. Unfortunately, I think it just might not be enough, but a P3 finish in qualifying around Monaco is nothing to shake a stick at, Fernando. It will be good enough. Coming in P2, the runner-up front row starts for the Monaco Grand Prix, I have gone for Max Verstappen. The Red Bull, it may not be the Red Bull's strongest circuit, but that Red Bull is still extremely good, and I think they are going to be very, very quick around Monaco. And Max, I think it's going to be good enough to get you P2 in a front row start, but I don't think it's going to be enough to upset who I have taking pole position. And speaking of my pole prediction, I have gone for, and I'm channeling my inner Matt Gallagher over there at P1 with Matt and Tommy, where I say, all right, hear me out. The hometown hero, Charles Leclerc, takes that Ferrari, which has pained him many times over the course of the season, in his hometown, in front of his friends and family and city, puts it on pole position once again in Monaco, giving Ferrari another opportunity to right the wrongs of what they did to him last season, where he starts on pole and a biggest strategy blunder you can make in Monaco makes him finish in P4 off the podium. Charles Leclerc puts it on pole once again, giving Ferrari another opportunity. We're going to be potentially seeing a very similar storyline to Daniel Ricciardo. We've seen it before, getting wronged one year, coming back even stronger in the future. I think Charles Leclerc puts it on pole position in Monaco. And as for my chats, they have gone for relatively similar-ish. In P3, they have gone for Sergio Perez. A very strong pick, if I do say so myself. Checo is very strong around street circuits, we know, and he even put it on pole position last year here in Monaco. So it could be a good day for Checo if it's working for him. In P2, they have also gone for Max Verstappen. They are very keen to keep a Red Bull 2 spots of the top 3 is a pretty safe assumption to make. But at the same time, they join me as a pole position, as predicted by my chat, Charles Leclerc. There's something special about Charles in Monaco, and while Ferrari may let him down, we think that Charles is going to put it on pole position for the Monaco Grand Prix. Whew. They may go hand in hand a lot of the time around Monaco, but we are giving our race results predictions anyway. Here in Monaco, the south of France, here are my podium spots for the Monaco Grand Prix. In P3, the bottom step of the podium, I mentioned him before. He is very good around street circuits. He did very well around Monaco last year. We think Sergio Perez, I think, is going to make his way forward. Probably not have to go too far forward in that RB19, but I think Sergio Perez occupies P3 on the podium in Monaco. Standing on the next step, I don't think anyone would be too shocked for me to say that Max Verstappen taking P2 in Monaco. It would be very tough, but I think the Red Bull is good enough to have another double podium in them around Monaco. But I don't think, and I will be darned if I don't try and break the curse for this man, the winner, my winner of the Monaco Grand Prix in the year of our Lord 2023, Charles Leclerc. The city erupts in elation. The Monegasque breaks the Monaco curse. He finished last year after an entire career of never finishing in Monaco, or sometimes not even starting a race in Monaco. Charles Leclerc will occupy the top step in the Principality of Monaco. It will be the largest party we've ever seen And Charles Leclerc gives Ferrari their first win of the season and his first win in Monaco. And as for my chat, they also need to get in on the action a little bit. That said, they're kind of taking the opposite side. They think a Ferrari disaster class is imminent. And for them, they have gone with a Sergio Perez P3, Fernando Alonso P2, and a Max Verstappen win. They think Fernando Alonso is going to have an absolute banger of a race. Perfectly timed strategy, perfectly timed drive, and they think Alonso is going to make his way up onto the podium. Not enough for a win, but enough for a second step following Max Verstappen and getting another win for Red Bull this season. That'd be a bit of a doldrum. It would be fun to see Alonso take a P2 from Checo every once in a while, but man, it would be dependent. I guess it would depend on entirely how close it is, but that's their predictions for the race results. And of course, lastly but surely not leastly, as you can imagine, if you've been here before, it would not be this channel and it would not be me if I didn't make my Haas predictions of the race weekend. I'm feeling very good about Haas this weekend. We have Nico Hülkenberg, who's due for a bounce back performance. We have Kevin Magnussen coming off of a very solid performance in Miami. So my prediction, official Haas prediction of the race weekend: 2 cars into Q2, 1 car into Q3, 1 car points finish in Monaco. I think that Haas is in a bit of a good spot right now. Obviously, coming by points is very much a rarity at this point in the season, with the top 4 teams kind of performing like they are. But I think Haas is kind of rolling right now, and I'm hoping that they'll be able to bring and carry the momentum forward of Miami. They have a couple of weeks to lock in whatever happened there, to unlock whatever is going on with Nico Hülkenberg. And I think in Monaco we could be seeing a special weekend for Haas. It would be a lot of fun, and I'm all for it, and I'll be beating my Homer chest on Twitter if this ends up coming true. And then of course my chat also gives their predictions. Obviously I think they're a little less biased than I am normally, but at the same time they also very confident in Haas. They also say both cars into Q2, not much more than that, but they say both cars into Q2. They predicting 1 car gets damage on lap 1 and kind of just falls away. But that said, we still finish strong, and with 1 car in the points, they specifically predict a P10 and P16 finish. It would be a lovely weekend for Haas. A bit unfortunate for whoever takes damage, but Haas getting points in Monaco, I'm all for it. Guys, Monaco is a special race weekend. I mean, qualifying is the most electric you'll see on the calendar. And the race, while it can be a little processional at times, once you get those strategy elements working into it, as well as some potential rain that might be rolling through the south of France this weekend, you never know what's going to happen. And whether you want to admit it or not, it is always a very memorable race. But what about you? What do you think of my predictions? What are your predictions? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you are also a fellow Formula One fan, whether in the games or in real life, hit that subscribe button. We talk a lot about Formula One, both the games as well as here in real life, obviously. But go ahead, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications so you never miss an upload from me. And yeah, that'll do it for me this weekend, guys. I hope you enjoy the race weekend. We'll be back once it's all over to discuss how it went and how we did our predictions and anything that might have happened along the way. But until then, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Done. Who we knock out? I'm want to pull up the F1 23 Vegas stuff that we saw earlier. If you missed it earlier, I did upload a reaction video to it earlier, but I'm gonna watch it again, kind of outside the guise of that. Where is it? Here it is. All right, relax. Yeah, I want to watch it outside the guise of recording a video and just get to watch it. It's actually on the F1 YouTube channel. That's kind of crazy. And I also learned my lesson that I really should be over here. Yeah, our first look at Vegas. I'm probably gonna watch this a handful of times just to see, but the cars look really good. I know this might be a little bit of cutscene-y, but that shot right there actually is super good. As a person who loves Vegas and going to Vegas, this shot I'm all for. Right here, that's a great shot. I also love that if you like see, a lot of them just say Nevada or Vegas or Las Vegas Hotel. Like obviously you couldn't get the licensing for every single hotel on the strip, so I do love that. But I tell you what, man, this looks really good. Oh, we also get to take a look at the race suit for Vegas, which I believe is a pre-order bonus, as well as the special livery, which is a lot of fun as well. Okay, this is super fascinating to me. You start on a curve. When was the last time we saw an F1 circuit where you start on a curve? Like, if you start at the back here, like, that's tough. That's really tough. Also, we see a lot of the AI get out of shape at the start too. I'm hoping that kind of is expanded out on getting some different race starts. You know, AI actually making some mistakes, kind of mixing it up rather than just all of them getting the most godly start you've ever seen. 50 laps. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think the more I think about it, the more I look at this, I've watched it a couple of times earlier and kind of been watching other people's reactions on it. I think this actually could be a pretty interesting track to drive on in the game. It might not be the most exciting in real life, but I think in the game it actually could be pretty interesting because it seems like it's a pretty good mixture of, you know, fast corners and slow corners as well. Like, there's gonna be some ungodly dive bombs around some of these corners. Hold on. You can see, if you look at this, you can see a squished version of the player POV. That's really funny. It's really funny. 6 kilometer circuit. Oh, and I tell you what, it actually looks pretty good. I'm kind of looking outside the track. My experience in Vegas, it looks pretty close, pretty good to real life. Very impressive. That final little chicane looks so pointless, but at the same time, I'm sure it'll be nice to kind of like break up the flat outness. Also, this final corner being a flat out no lift 330 kilometer an hour corner is going to be fascinating to watch in real life as well as in the game. This is the first DRS straight, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh yeah, there's going to be some sends into this corner, especially because it's not a 90-degree corner. So you'll be able to carry a little bit of speed in there. I don't know if there's going to be that much overtaking in this part of the track. It's actually where our seats are for the real life race that we're going to. Very exciting stuff. I'll switch back up the inside of Yuki. Good move. I can't get over this back straight. It looks really nice. I'm gonna have fun just wandering around this area during the race weekend. It's gonna be electric all weekend. What I'm not looking forward to, of course, is like being there for the race weekend, because it's probably gonna be so expensive. But at the same time, I think it's gonna be awesome. This last corner, if you can really call it that. I'll talk about the pit entry. The pit entry is also super interesting with how it's set up. Like, you're basically going flat out into a pit entry that is kind of a sharp left into a wall. So we might see a lot of mistakes happen along that along those lines, of people getting caught out a little bit, coming in a little too hot for pit entry and losing it all. Also, I love this little move on Hulkenberg right here. Little shimmy shake, like a little fake the outside, zoop up the inside, make the corner cleanly and easily. That's a great move. Up underneath Sargent's rear wing. One thing I haven't seen in this UI, by the way, is that corner cut, by the way, is the ERS regeneration and deployment limit per lap. Oh, that might be what's around the throttle. Yeah, that might do it. I want to watch the braking at the end to see if the other bar goes up. That's not very intuitive if that's the case. Okay, it is. Okay, it's the bars around the throttle and the braking. It's fascinating. But yeah, coming up here, I'm gonna slow it down just because I saw this earlier and it makes it a lot easier. Well, the pit entry starts right here, which honestly I think is really nice because it widens out, and like no one is gonna mistake anyone going in for the pits here. And a flat out corner, yeah, you hug the left wall, and this is what I mean. Do you come up to this corner? This is the pit entry, flat out, and this is the pit entry line, and you're coming straight for this wall if you make a mistake and come in a little too hot. I think we might see some mistakes happen around that corner. I thought to watch this send on Hulkenberg again. I love the move in this that they kept in here. Also, how strong is this My Team car? We're just flying past these guys, running super low wings probably. I'll just move. Hulkenberg goes defensive, taking the racing line. Go a little shimmy shake. Ooh. I don't know, man. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna move myself back over here. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good time. I hope, pray. Let's do one round. Let's do one round F1 Manager, and then we'll John, welcome in. Yeah, I'm super happy with I should probably make a video on that. Might do that on Friday. Yeah, it looks super it looks super interesting, some of the stuff that they've added. The new reliability stuff, the new driver confidence stuff, the new tire stuff, super interesting. The increased damage simulation and stuff. There's the new contract stuff, which is huge W, being able to sign drivers for the beginning of the next year rather than immediately. Big W. Sprints were added. The pit crew training was added. That's super interesting. We haven't seen a whole lot in terms of like car development and what that realistically looks like, but I'm sure that'll come sooner rather than later. Not making anything. 7 days. Okay. F2 and F3 season sims as well. Yes, I'm super excited about that. Being able to keep an eye on F2 and F3 drivers that aren't just on a list. Like, yeah, give it to me. Yeah, it's gonna be, I think it'll be good additions. I think people are frustrated that they didn't do more, but we also haven't seen everything. The driver regressions, yes, those, that as well has been vastly needed to cause some driver turnover for once. That'll be good. That'll be a great addition as well. All right, let me knock this intro session out, and then we can talk about it more. It's gonna be a relatively quick night for me. I need to edit my predictions video and take care of some other stuff, but we're gonna do one round of F1 Manager, and that's kind of gonna be it for tonight. Very, very quick stream tonight. We are in Miami. Thank you. Round 5 of season 6 at the head of Haas F1 team, and we are seeing some absolutely horrific results. And I don't know what we've gotten wrong, but something is not clicking, as Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris have just not been able to extract the most out of these cars, and we are coming from behind once again, finishing outside of the points completely around Imola last race weekend. Gonna be a tough sled ahead, but we know where to go when they're coming to it. We're not going to design any new parts. The new ATR period starts in 7 days. But that said, we are bringing an enormous amount of upgrades to Miami. We put off a lot of upgrades that we're going to be bringing to Miami this race weekend. As you can see, they're all finishing pretty much right now. And so we know that we're going to... All right, stop. New ATR period begins. Beautiful. The board should have high confidence in me. We have a lot to offer. All right, we're making a new underfloor. As we all know, the underfloor is the backbone of every great car. I want to do, let me see this. Okay, our low speed stuff is actually pretty garbage. Let's do that. We're gonna focus low speed performance. We're gonna do this. Start project. This is why we save that money. We need a new rear wing. Do 20. All right, nothing major with this. We are also gonna focus aerodynamics. I like that. $2.3 million done. We've already done another front wing. Let's do another chassis. Throw these in there. And then we are actually let's just keep this one balanced. Let's not get too crazy. Done and done. And then we can actually go ahead and throw in another suspension. Focus entirely on brake cooling. And apparently a little baby improvement. It's gonna take forever because we're only gonna have 2 engineers on it, but we want to utilize all of our slots. Any minor improvements we can get is good in my books. Okay, now to the practice sessions, which means we need to do our race prep as well as put on all of the components that we need to put on. To the top 8. Well, oh, how far we have fallen. That's kind of it. Let's go ahead. Let's put on all of the new stuff. Make sure we have everything on. We should see a massive bump in performance. We are bringing a lot of upgrades, but let's do it to Miami. Hopefully we see a bounce back performance from the team. You can guarantee F1 Manager 23 features are going to make people feel excited and also frustrated. Oh, 100%. Especially when crew choose make it very bad for stuff people. Yeah. Honestly, the pit crew training is an area that I wasn't expecting them to expand upon that much, but at the same time, it makes so much sense, and I'm super interested to see how that works. They have the new role, the team manager, sporting director, or whatever it is, that's like in charge of the pit crew and all that stuff. It's gonna be super interesting to follow for sure. 5, 7, 3, 2, 5. I personally, I think it'll be very much enough of a change to be worth it, but I think people are still going to take some time to warm up to it. Imagine we get to see where pit crews forget to bring out tires. I mean, we're seeing it in F1 23. We've seen it in real life. No, I doubt we have it like that. I'm guessing it'll just be issues, you know, taking off tires, putting on tires, changing front wings, maybe that kind of stuff. Wolf, that car part knowledge. It's gonna take. All right, we're hopefully gonna see some improved performance, but at the same time, that's fine. We're gonna switch out the engines for both. Everything else is a-okay. Let's do it. Qualifying for Miami.
Radio check.
Yep, radio is good.
Rain check. None.
They should be green now.
All right. Lando's gonna get a tow from Mick. They're gonna run into some traffic with Joe. Daniel might actually get a relatively clean lap. He is beautiful. We go top of the session. Someone crashed. Who done it?
I think that was a crash.
Oh, Georgie boy. The old point system regulation seriously needs to be removed. I agree. It's the worst. Oh, he just loses it. Oh, we just lost it. It's the worst. All right, let's see how far off the pace we are. Norris faster than Verstappen on the first lap. That's promising. Where is Leclerc? Leclerc's making his way around now, following Pastry. Leclerc, hella traffic. Why they include there, you don't get it. I mean, it's just to shake it up. It's just to shake it up, you know. Switch things up from season to season. They had to do something. Leclerc in danger. Where our pace seems to have returned, even if it is just slightly. Also, traffic looks like it played a huge part of this, and so we're gonna see what the final realistically. All right, there we go. Gasly puts it up above Norris. Gasly always was a great qualifier in this game. Leclerc splits the Haas's. All right, use tire run for Q2.
Radio check.
Evan Magnussen dragging that Force India up into Q2. Love to see it. Alright. We're hopefully giving both of them a bit of a tow. Lando's definitely getting a better tow from Sainz than Daniel is from Mick. Mick might be a little too far forward. That said, oh, Verstappen puts a quarter second onto us. That's not bad. You know, on used tires, that's not bad. That's not a bad result. I think we might have found a little bit of pace, but we got to keep pushing with development. We've caught up. We had to work very hard to surpass at this point now. Waiting. Alright, we should be in clear and through. Fresh set of tires. Green, purple, Lando. Oh, We're putting it on pole today. We're putting it on pole position. And you did. I honestly, I kind of feel bad. I like hopped on ready to do predictions, and so I knocked it out pretty quick. You missed the bulk of it. Feel free to drop your predictions. We can for sure talk about it. Did you miss the party? Yes. How are you? I'm doing a lot better now. You just got back from a short vacation in Washington, Oregon? Hell yeah. Visit Crater Lake? Hell yeah. Yeah, throw them in the Discord, dude. I'm in. I am doing better. I'm still recovering a little bit, but for the most part, we're good to go. Aston Martin Honda, yes, 2026. Do we think Fernando Alonso is gonna be here in 2026 for that deal to go through? Discuss. I think that's the biggest thing. I think is Fernando Alonso gonna be in the sport until 2026? I think he's gonna try, but who knows what Aston Martin is gonna do by then, you know? So, all right, let's see what a used tire run looks like. Who done it? Signs. Carlos. Carlos, no, not like this, Carlos. Everyone loves crashing there. All right, 2/10 on used tires, not bad. If he's still racing at the high level in 25, he will. Stroll and see. Here's the thing. Here's the thing that they need to figure out. If they actually have a decent car in 2026, does Lawrence Stroll bow out his own kid in favor of someone better? Discuss. I actually saw a thing about, I'm looking at your video, Canada. That's beautiful. Wow. I need to go on vacation, man. It's been way too long. Wow, that's spectacular, actually. Wow, jealous. I saw a very clever workaround for them with that, where Lawrence should push Aston Martin to join WEC with the Valkyrie or Valhalla, whichever one. Put Lance in that car, and then bring in someone else in F1. I think that makes a lot more sense than trying to force Stroll in F1, unless Lance just wants to stay in F1. But at the same time, I think it makes more sense for oh, llama. Hold on, let me send out these guys, and then I'll stretch. I totally agree. I think it makes way more sense for them. I've seen people talking about Honda maybe pushing them to have Yuki in the car, which I think is actually really interesting. Been a while, llama. Oh god. Tsunoda, I think it makes a really good option, especially because by 2026 he'll probably have gotten a shot in the Red Bull. Red Bull won't be excited. They'll kick him out, and then he'll be available. Yeah, he's dragging along an AlphaTauri that is not that good. And oh, I needed this one. Damn. I worked out 2 days in a row this week, so my quads are like, ooh. Thanks, llama. We've been working on it. Got a new standing desk. That's been mint. I needed it severely. Oh yeah. They need to create one. Need to create one more team like AlphaTauri and Lance. Now that's going to be the primary team and keep pushing the Aston. So you want an Aston Martin sister team? Drugovich? There's some names that could get thrown around. I think it entirely depends. I think Drugovich has a lot of potential. I think it entirely depends on how much of their car is a true contender. If they have a truly contending car, I think they'll try and poach a more established driver. But I mean, if it's like still upper mid pack, then they might go for someone like Drugovich. It's an interesting Alonso and Yuki, I think, would be an underrated pairing for sure. I've seen Yuki get thrown around a lot this year, which is good for Yuki. All right, let me do this real quick. We're gonna hop on board with young Lando Norris, bringing upgrades to Miami. We're trying our very best to reclaim some of the pace that we've lost this season with the new regulation changes. We put it on the top of the charts in Q2, but can we do it here in Q3? It's gonna be a tough one. We brought a lot of upgrades. Only green first sectors for both drivers. We should realistically be seeing at minimum a 10th or 2 improvement from both as they went out on used tires to begin with. Another green for both drivers. It's all going to come down to this final straight. Lando getting a bit of a tow from the Mercedes. Is it going to be enough? Coming up to the final corner, he gets to stop, gets the car rotated beautifully on the power to the line. Pole position. Daniel Ricciardo, second row. Ow, I just banged my elbow against my computer. We're back. We're back. We're back, baby. We're back. Pole position for Haas. Let's go. Let's go. What else we got? I just noticed Albon up here. Mick up here in AlphaTauri. That's crazy. Out qualifying both Mercedes is huge for us. Ferrari, where you at? Where are you at? Oh, Llama, you have missed a lot. A lot has changed. You're looking at multiple constructors, world title winners, multiple drivers, title winners. We're flying. And then we got hit with a massive regulation shift for this season, and we apparently just got it wrong. Mercedes wasn't that good previous years when they had better car, but now he's amazing in a shitty car. I think Yuki's thing is just he's just in. Do I want to one stop? I might one stop Daniel. I might one stop Daniel. What do this? I do this. Remember the days in the hallway room or whatever it is? So you probably. So it was still definitely here, but you saw me from this angle. I don't think the shelves were here. Man, yeah, you haven't been here in a while. Got a new standing desk. We shifted perspective. Same room. We now can see these shelves. Got these shelves. Hold on. We'll just do it. Yeah. These shelves have been up. Put these shelves up, displaying all the Legos. And yeah, now I can move. I can stand up now, which is badly needed. I was sitting way too much before I had this. Yuki came at F1 quite sooner than you thought. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Yuki just needed time to... You just needed time to get experience more than anything. Push. Daniel, push, overtake. Graduated, seems like. So I graduated in 2017, so that's just been there. It's always just been off camera. That's just there. It's always been there. Oh, there we go. All right. Doing a bit of a split strategy here. Lando starting on pole gets the 2 stop. Supposedly the one of the quicker stops if everything works out. We'll see. The first 15 laps are going to say a lot about what we do with him. Daniel, on the other hand, is getting the 1 stop. I'm going to try and play a little track position, and we're going to see if it works out. But let's get it. Miami. Oh, dude, you have no idea. I have so many. My biggest problem, I bought the McLaren F1 car, the big one. I have no idea where it's going. I have no clue where it's going here. I also have, so I have the the Daytona SV3 one for Ferrari. I also have the Bugatti and I have the Lamborghini Scion. I have no idea where they're going in here. I have no idea. Here we go. Lando Norris pole position.
It's the Miami Grand
5
Prix.
red lights.
And it's lights out.
And away we go around Miami. A decent start for Lando. He leads. Go on, Danielson. Go on, the lad. Side. Oh, takes Leclerc's lunch money.
Haas with an overtake.
Attaboy, Danny. Attaboy. We're flying. Come on, distract him. Distract Verstappen enough for Lando to disappear. You got your Leclerc Christmas and still have not built it. Yeah, mine's sitting right there, actually. Actually, they are literally right there. Hold on. Well, let me get settled into the race here and then we'll see. Oh, go on, Daniel the lad. Go on, Daniel the lad. Send it up the inside. Oh, he tried. He wanted it. Daniel came to play. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Hey, there's all the Legos I still need to build. That's wrong. That better?
DRS will be active.
The other options are Aston Martin can consider. That's so hard to tell. It's so hard. I mean, there's plenty of young drivers they could look at. It really, I think, is just going to depend on exactly what the grid looks like in 2 years. Because I mean, 2026 is a long time from now. Who knows if Alonso's even still going to be there? Then it's like totally up in the air. Did I retire as a racer? No. I have a very recent addition to the motorsport world. Literally the Miami race last season was the first F1 race I'd ever watched. Also, I'm 6.5 feet tall, currently 260 pounds, so I'm a little big for motor racing, or at least at this level, for sure. I wish. I'm wishing it now. Like it would be so cool to try and do that. Also, it's sad to say, I grew up in Indiana. I grew up 45 minutes from the Indianapolis 500 and never went. Also a hot topic right now since it's this weekend. Excited to watch that. Somehow growing up next to one of the biggest races in the world, never really paid attention to it. Fascinating stuff, if we're being honest. Or that, no offense, but you're a lot. I'm trying. So I have been trying. I've been trying to work out more. It's working a little bit. I feel a lot better, especially with the standing desk. The standing desk really changed a lot for me, because I went from sitting on my ass for like 18 hours a day during COVID to now I can at least move around. And on stream, I've noticed it a lot as well. My energy is like way up on stream because I can kind of up. And then at the same time, I've been hitting the gym a couple of times a week, running more. I need to work on the diet side. The diet side is the hard part. Did we talk about the Lewis rumors? We have not talked about it. I have not talked about it, but 100% agree. I 100% agree that the all this is just smoke and it's just entirely just to get a better contract with Mercedes. I think Lewis at this point in his career would be really dumb to move to a team like Ferrari, especially when all Ferrari is going to want is to use Lewis as a tool to like help train up Charles, basically. So also I just realized that this is why it looked off. I completely just shifted it like the wrong way. That's better. But But yeah, 40 million euros to go to a team that historically has been not the greatest. Yeah, I'm sure that'll go over well for Lewis. Yo, our straight line speed is crazy. Yeah, I don't think... I'm sure there are talks going back and forth. I don't think... I would say it's probably like 80-20% no. But who knows? Ferrari can't even poach like good engineers or like technical staff. What did I do to this Haas? I mean, everything. Oh, were you... We put new liveries on all the cars. We made them world champions multiple times over. I think we're 3 times in a row constructors champions. 3 times in a row constructors, 3 times in a row drivers. We're trying to 4-peat, but it's proving to be a little difficult. I think the greatest thing we did for this series was put on new liveries, because the old liveries were getting a little stale. At this point, not a lot really going on though. 5? What is this gap? Why is Bottas 6 seconds behind? I don't know. Let's take a look around the field, see what we got here. Bottas and Gasly, 6 seconds behind, leading the DRS train down to P11. I'm already debating on transitioning Lando to the 1-stop. And in fact, I think I will. Mainly because he was able to extend successfully. If we saw a lot of battling with him at the front, we might have thought about it, but for now I think we're good to move him back to the 1-stop. At the moment, Charles has problems with confidence in terms of leading a team. He's not that aggressive and pushing in terms of some decisions. Having Lewis on the team will make this even worse. I think honestly, I think Charles is growing into his role as a leader. I think last season probably was what, the straw that broke the camel's back when it came to that. I think he's getting better. I think you were right that he probably feels a little timid when it comes to forcing the issue with, his favorite team. But I think Lewis would come in and it's like that scene in, was it Rush, where they park up the Ferrari after testing. He goes, "It's a shitbox." You can't say that. Why not? It's a Ferrari. It's a bag of shit. What is it? A bag of shit or something like that. That's a good line. Yeah, Lewis, I think if Lewis were to move, it would be entirely on a help make the team better, not win your 8th championship. And I don't think that's what Lewis is looking for. Lewis is trying to win his 8th championship. Like, full stop. Like, that's it. Unless Lewis is actually just like dead set on retiring and wants to move to Ferrari like for the last couple of years of his career or something. I don't know. Those are the only two things that I could realistically see for why Lewis would leave Mercedes for Ferrari at this point. Also, all this is coming out as Mercedes is literally about to unveil their B-spec car, in which I actually think might do them really good. I think they needed it. It's something they've needed terribly. And will be interesting to see what that looks like this weekend. We'll probably start to see, I know a couple of images leaked, some really poor images of what the side pods are going to look like and all that, but it'll be really interesting to see it once it's finally out on track. Honestly, it'll probably look a little weird. Will they do well in Monaco is the question. I mean, I'm sure they'll do, I think at minimum, they'll probably do as well as they have been. They'll probably be well off the pace of Red Bull, as is everybody. I think that Aston will probably be fighting them the whole way. Ferrari will also be up there. And I think it'll be a 3-way, or I guess a 5-way fight between George, Lewis, Charles, Carlos, and Fernando for like that actual like best of the rest like situation. Now, I'm not expecting the upgrades to come in and like change the world. I definitely think that by the end of the season after making this change, they'll probably be better off than not, if I had to guess. Because all they need is a bit more of a stable platform. Because all they've been talking about how it's just such an unstable platform right now, and that they just can't reliably like iterate on this version of the W14. So I don't know. I think the fact that Monaco is Monaco will definitely help them. Like, Red Bull's insane straight line speed isn't going to be the end all be all for them. It's all going to come down to how well they can get around corners. I mean, in a stable enough position to, you know, to make inroads and that kind of stuff. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Oof. Our tire wear compared to everyone else's is not great. You're thinking Merc won't reveal anything in Monaco since it doesn't make sense. They can't normally test upgrades, but there are some chances to see major upgrades. I mean, supposedly, if you believe what the internet says, they have the new side pods and new suspension all on the car in the garage. So they've also said they're gonna bring it because I mean they need to bring it. Like, I don't think they can realistically afford to wait that long. Like, I know that you probably won't be able to, you know, extract all of the benefits in Monaco, but they have to bring the upgrades. I mean, realistically, they need to start gathering data, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, and they need to do it fast. And you know what? Being in Monaco, that just might have to be how it goes. Yeah, they're fully behind curtains. Let me see if I can find one of the images that was going around. So, honestly, the Formula Data Analysis Twitter account, godsend. Love following, great follow. There's this for their new suspension. I'm sure they did. Do they have one for the side pods stuff? Yeah. There you go. Supposedly, that's a leak of the of what the side pods could look like, along, and then also the suspension changes. Super interesting to see how it actually looks, though. Instead of like close up, super grainy, like can't see what's actually going on kind of pics. Hey, Lando's already lost DRS, or DRS gained by Max. Actually, maybe not this one. Well, that's ooh, the gap is not quite large enough. Actually, are we past this? Ooh, No, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're playing track position. We're playing track position. We're playing track position. We're playing track. We're playing track position. Everyone stay calm. We're 10 seconds ahead of the Mercedes. We have a gap. I think the Red Bull is still very much a quicker car than us. So we're just going to get dragged along. So help us God. So stopping sooner, I think, just doesn't make as much sense. Although Leclerc has completely disappeared. Did he make a mistake? How did you end up a second and a half behind, my guy? All right, Daniel, we just need you to stay in DRS. That's all we need. If we can drop Leclerc and stay in DRS, that's the biggest W. All right, Leclerc, no DRS. We're flying. Ooh, tire wear is starting to come at us. Alright, I think we're gonna box Daniel first. I'm okay running Lando a little low on fuel, just to try and get light, you know, get lighter. Lock on the pits. That's a little late, don't you think? Damage for the McLaren. Looks like potential damage. Oh, come on, Daniel. All right, still DRS for Daniel. At least he should. Yep. Still DRS for Daniel. Beautiful. Verstappen unable to overtake the mighty Haas. You beauty. Daniel is threatening a lot. Let's just deploy with Lando for this lap. Why not? See if we can extend the gap a little bit. Pull away a little smidge. See what we can do. We have the ERS to spare. Up through the chicane. And back down the back straight. Alright, we pulled a little bit of a buffer, which is super nice. Alright, we're coming down to it. Gasly and Bottas are still fighting down here. Also Mick there. Shout out Mick right now. Down there in P7. Kevin Magnussen P12 now. And the Force India is very good for him. Van Dorn's not running last. Both McLarens are, which is sad. But it's Ocon in last, so, you know, that's neither here nor there. Beautiful, beautiful. We've entered the pit window. All right, Lando, we're dropping down on fuel. Daniel, we can run a little light. Leclerc has dropped off even more, which is beautiful. Daniel, realistically, we're just trying to keep in the pit window. I think we're gonna box Daniel first, maybe in like 2 laps. Just gonna set this up now. We're gonna pit, delay by a lap. Daniel is gonna be boxing at the end of the next lap, and then Lando will box at the end of that next lap. Daniel making a bit of a push. Love to see it. All right, we're at the end of the stint. Lowering down. Daniel pitting at the end of this lap. Lando boxing at the end of the next lap, thanks to his better tires. I say Lando has been able to hold off Max for all the way up until now. Literally all the way up until now. Honestly, losing out right here is not the end of the world. Get dragged around by DRS. Hey, Marks, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in. We're currently undergoing Miami in season 6 at the helm of Haas. Oh, Lando making a bad decision to try and send one down the inside of Max. We're gonna deploy, try and close that gap up a little bit. Daniel in the pit lane. Out of the pit lane in P7. In P7. Love to see it. Love to see it, Daniel. Daniel's in a great spot. Lando still getting dragged along by DRS. Let's see if we can get out of here. Oh, no DRS. Oh, no DRS. All right. Conserve, standard. We're going to try and save a little bit of fuel for Lando. First time viewer, never seen mods on the game for. Love deliveries. Force India in for Aston. You nailed it. Yeah, we put in new liveries last season, shake things up a little bit. It definitely helps refresh the game a little bit as we wait for 23 to come out. Oh, we over jump. We jump. Look, we jump Leclerc in the pits. Let's go. Beauty, you beauty. Yeah, it's not, the mods aren't super crazy. It's literally just liveries and the Force India's perspective. Just, it's a Force India now. That's about it. And then everything other than that is kind of just, it's all just 6 seasons of driver changes. Oh, get off of. We successfully undercut Lando with Daniel, by the way. All right, Verstappen in, Verstappen, Gasly in, Verstappen on the way out. Is it gonna work? Let's go. Daniel undercuts Verstappen. You beauty. You absolute beauty. Lando's right here as well. Gonna get DRS. We are in a Red Bull sandwich as of now. Daniel Ricciardo net leading here into Miami. Making our way down the back straights. Verstappen already caught Daniel. Love to see that. That's great for us, if we're being honest. We're back to our pretty much 2x2 base here. Bottas and Mick in. Is the overcut gonna work for either of them? It looks like honestly it's gonna end up about exactly where they were. They do make up ground to those behind, but not really any ground to us ahead. So as of right now, it looks like it's a battle for who gets a double podium. Is it gonna be Haas or is it gonna be Red Bull? Only one way to find out, and that's 30 more laps. 6 seasons in, saw you see Porsche and Behrman on the grid. Got to see 2 Aussies in the Williams. True. So Deo Porcher was our reserve driver up until this season, but I didn't replace him in time for him to get a seat, and we replaced him with Behrman, who had just become the reserve driver for someone else. So I like to think that Porcher would have ended up on the grid this season. Behrman, we're looking at potentially adding him soon. What about the Williams save? We just haven't had time. I tell you what, it's been kind of hectic. I've been doing more F1 22 to prepare for 23 coming out. I just haven't felt like I've had time. You know, we started up Haas again. We've been doing F1 22. There's only so many streams in a week, you know. I do want to go back to it though. I do definitely want to go back to it before F1 Manager 23 comes out. I do want to do some good time. I think on Friday, I might do a bunch of rounds of this. So next week we can do more Williams. You look at stats and took View Behrman as the highest potential of harness, right? New to the game now. Oh yeah, Behrman is a huge prospect in this game, not as well as in real life. I've seen a lot of people do really well with Behrman. I think if we do end up doing another season of this before F1 Manager 23 comes out, I might throw Behrman in just to see. And I'm trying to get back to having it. Lando, what did I just watch? There's no way Leclerc just took your lunch money like that. We had a dominant car the last 2 seasons, and this season we had like a major regulation change, technical change, and so we apparently have not gotten it right yet, so we're working on recovering. But here's what I want to do. As a final season, I want to bring Mick back to Haas, and then I want to put Behrman in the other seat just to see what happens. I think it would be great. But we'll have to see. We need to get through this. That's why I think on Friday I might just like start to try and chug these out, like do a bunch of rounds of Haas. One, so I have a bunch of footage saved up for YouTube. Big dubs, love that. Then we can also do Lando, come on, my guy. And so then we can also do other stuff. And then I also need to keep doing F122, crazy. Weird regulation changes, mess things like that. Didn't realize AI did any research. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what their research looks like compared to mine, because mine feels like it never does anything, and theirs always looks like it's crazy. Special stream on Friday, I guess. I mean, maybe we can talk about Friday practices in Monaco, talk about all that stuff, and then we'll just do a bunch of like a lot of faster rounds. Like obviously we've just kind of been watching this one. We'll do a lot of faster. We'll start churning through it a little bit. We got a lot of ground to cover. I've also been thinking about turning the YouTube uploads into like batch uploads instead of doing one race per video. Start doing a couple more and doing it like recap style, just because we are 100 and almost 20 episodes into that series, and so I think we can afford to start winding this series down. What do we think about the McLaren Triple Crown livery? I think it's good. I like it. It's a vibe. I like the white. I mean, people have been begging for more white liveries for like a long time. I enjoy the idea of like the tie-ins to their like heritage and stuff, but at the same time, like I just like it's a good. I like the white. I like the black. I was talking with British in Discord when they announced it, and I said if they if they made the orange in the back the Marlboro red, I think it would have been fire. It would have been the sickest thing we'd ever seen. Closer to the classic livery, yeah, 100%. Yeah, if they made the back, instead of like trying to bring in like the Le Mans, the Monaco, and the Indy 500 cut like aspects, if they had just made like a throwback like design of just like the Marlboro like scheme, oh, so good, so good. It would have been incredible. Fastest lap, Lando Norris. We're gonna speed this up a little bit. I do still have to edit that predictions video. Anyone have any hot takes for this weekend? Where'd it go? There it is. Here, I'll throw it in. This is what we predict. This is what we do our predictions on. Cards. There we go. There's all the predictions we made. British threw his in the Discord, so his made it into the video. Apologies. Like I said, I hopped on and like banged that out before anyone really showed up. That one's on me. I was feeling some sort of way about it. Normally I like to. So I normally try to include a lot of chat input, but British threw his in there and I was feeling away, so I went ahead and recorded it. But I'd love to talk about it. I'm not going to spoil mine now, because now I can point all of you to go watch the YouTube video tomorrow on the channel. Link in the chat down below. It's a good one. I made some pretty out there picks, mainly because I just need Monaco to be a little spicy, because it's Monaco and it's usually devoid of much spice. Jean Leclerc curse to continue? I hope not, man. Alright, looks like Max Verstappen is kind of like driving away with the win on this one. Although Danny Boy's staying close. Monaco and Spice, name a less iconic duo. I know, but the only thing we need to see is one race where Red Bull doesn't win. Car on the wall. No safety car. No safety car. Thank you. Who done it? Stroll, you idiot. Oh, you idiot, Stroll. You. What a view. Oh, you dumb boy, idiot. He did it, Albon. Can't trust Leclerc after what happened in Miami, and also his curse in Monaco is absolutely ridiculous. So here's my take on his curse in Monaco. I think it might have been broken. While Ferrari did absolutely screw him over last season, He finished the race. After, what was it, 5-6 times before that, he finished the race. That's a big W for him. Like, what more can you ask? He finished the race. He should have won, but again, that's more on Ferrari than it is on Charles.
Haas with an overtake there.
The car might be even on an even thinner razor's edge this time around, but you know what? He finished last year, so we'll see. Oh yeah, Verstappen's gone. Max Verstappen is just effed off, to say the least. Lando making a move. Honestly, that's probably the right call. I think Lando might be the only one to have the pace to kind of do it, but if we keep battling like this, the win might be gone. I would love a double podium though. Leclerc has not shown the propensity to make much. Oh yeah, Verstappen has just effed off. He also has incredible tire delta to us. Oh yeah, he's gone. Goodbye. Driver to watch this weekend, you think it's Alonso? I think Alonso is definitely going to be the most entertaining to watch. He's made a lot of statements surrounding Monaco and what could happen. So I think I definitely agree with him that I think that Monaco is Aston's best chance for a win this season. It might be the best chance for anyone not in a Red Bull for a win this season. So it's gonna get fascinating. Stop fighting. For the love of God. 3.5. All right, it's over. It's over. It's Jover. Problem is they need to get pole is another. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. Yeah. I tell you what. No, Alonso just needs to put it on the front row. That's all. Front row, full commitment. Turn one. Get ahead. Park the bus. Done. Easy. Easy game is easy. If at any point Alonso ends up in P1, it's over. Once he leads, he's gonna park the bus for 78 laps, and then it's gonna be over. The race is gonna take an hour and 59 minutes, and then that's gonna be that. Yeah, the qualifying this time around is going to be the most spicy thing in the world. I tell you this though, if Red Bull somehow manages to lock out the front row, I'm gonna do something else while I watch. Because I mean that's gonna be a Red Bull 1-2 by 30 seconds. What's my take for the midfield battle this weekend? It's a good question. It's hard for me to predict. Mercedes because they are bringing a bunch of new stuff. Ferrari is not bringing upgrades, so their car is pretty whatever. Aston is bringing upgrades. Alpine, I have heard literally nothing about, so I have no idea. I think Haas is gonna do well this weekend. Spoiler alert. I think Haas is gonna do pretty well. Only track specific. Okay, that's right. You're right. I think Williams could be sneaky good. It could be sneaky good for Williams. Maybe not for Logan, but I think Albano has an outside chance at a decent results this weekend. Let's see what else. I think Yuki probably will finish P11 again, if we're being honest. McLaren, I think. All right, here's the spoiler. McLaren was my pick for biggest disappointment. Major upgrades to Cannon and Silverstone. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, McLaren, I think they're going to bring a new livery. It's going to curse them, and their car is already like pretty meh. I know they're feeling pretty good right now, but I think a tough qualifying puts them behind the 8-ball, and then that's that. So that'll be interesting to see. Let's see who else. I'm literally in my head trying to remember. Alfa Romeo, couldn't tell you. Literally couldn't tell you. I think they'll be okay. Probably nothing special, if we're being honest. It'll be what it'll be. Stroll's also another dude. Stroll, if the one time you don't want Stroll is gonna be in Monaco. The dude can't qualify well at all, and the one place you need to qualify the best it's over. Alonso will be like in the top 3 or 4, and Stroll will be like 10th. It'll be like that. Bottas this season is the most invisible driver. I think Bottas this season is living his best life, and that's about it. I also think that Alfa Romeo is a dog of a car. It is not great. You don't like Lance, but hope he does bounce back. I mean, I think he's fine. His race pace is a lot better than his qualifying pace. The problem is, in Monaco, you need qualifying pace more than you need race pace. He does need to step up. Aston Martin, there's a reason Aston Martin is only ahead by like, what is it, like 2 points to Mercedes in the constructors for 2nd place. Like, there's a reason, and it's Stroll. 6 points? Yeah, okay, sure, 6 points. That makes sense. Alva's already thinking about 26 and becoming Audi. Oh, 100%. You know, behind the scenes, like, yeah, they're like whatever about right now. They're just trying to set up for 26. The problem is 26 is still we talked about this earlier. 26 is still a long time away. There are many seasons still before 2026. Maybe they're just trying to stack up wind tunnel time or data or something, but I don't know. Unless Audi is going to bring a rocket ship of an engine, like, they got to step it up. I like Joe, but they're just not giving him a car to succeed. You never know. Lance could surprise this weekend, not for wins or podiums, but maybe in the fight against Ferrari and Mercedes. I mean, he should be. That's where he should be. I will fully admit I'm not a Lance Stroll fan, just at all, like full stop. And I'm not ashamed about it. I will not be ashamed about it. But yeah, he needs to pick it up. Honestly, if he doesn't though, it'll be a great illustration for just the level of commitment that Aston Martin has in becoming a top team. Because realistically, if they start to like have a car that can contend at that level, they would need to then get Stroll out in favor of someone else, and that would be fascinating to watch. Let's say P5-6 is where Lance should finish. Yeah, that's where he definitely should finish, for sure. But he still puts in like P8s. Yeah, no, I gotcha. I understand. It just kind of got me on that side, that tangent. Flip that switch in my head of like, it also would be really funny to see Lawrence Stroll have to like tell his son, be like, hey, listen, we can't keep doing this. You know, it's not me, it's you. The other way around. That's why I think the thing I was talking about earlier, where if Aston entered another racing series and they just put Lance over there to like lead whatever that is, and then someone else can hop in the F1 seat, I think that makes the most sense. Go on, Daniel the lad. Alright, check in. Lando pretty much locked in a P2. Verstappen is just effed off. Danny Rick battling Charles Leclerc for a podium. Love to see it. Not but 7 laps remaining. Gasly 17 seconds back to Leclerc. It would be nice if there was another car here to battle with Charles to kind of slow him up a little bit, but that's neither here nor there, I suppose. That said, that's not Joe, that's Stroll. Stroll is right behind him, kind of hounding him a little bit, so I'm sure that's one of the other reasons why Daniel has been able to stay ahead for so long. He's had the opportunity to. Do we dare try and save up some ERS with Lando and try and get a fastest lap attempt in? Do we dare? I do want to build up some. I mean, might as well, right? Oh, and Aston Martin going for Albon in the future. Albon could be a good pick. I'm curious about what's going on behind the scenes with Albon, because he has done pretty well in that Williams. And it goes to show that not in the Red Bull system, he's a pretty good driver. And so I'd be interested to see what his kind of ambitions are, and kind of the thoughts around the other teams when it comes to Albano. Albon could be a good pickup though. It definitely could be. He does have experience. Granted, it's like a season-ish in Red Bull, so he's been in a top team before. So it probably would be one of the cheaper options when it comes to drivers in the future. Yeah, as the number 2 for sure. But I think a lot of people would just point to his stint at Red Bull and kind of hold that against him. Come on, Daniel, get it back. Oh, we're trying to go to the outside.
Red Bull moves up.
Come on, Daniel. You can do it. Albon was a consistent competitor for Charles in F2 and lower leagues. Yeah, he definitely has the potential. I will always say this, when, at least especially when it came to Pierre and Alex, that being in the Red Bull system really derailed them like severely to like begin their F1 careers. Like, take that back and I think they'd probably be doing great things. But being attempting to be in that Red Bull second seat is just like, it's not going to be good for anybody. Be even Ferrari when Carlos moves to Audi. True. It's gonna be, the lead up to 2026 is gonna be a very interesting when it comes to silly season stuff. It's gonna be fascinating for sure. Is there even a point in going for fastest lap? I mean, Gasly's on mediums. No, we're not gonna do it. We're not gonna do it. Early predictions for 26 Linus. Oh my goodness. Honestly, I would need to sit down and try and like come up with a spreadsheet or something showing all the drivers' contracts, what those look like, who's gonna be like everything. Like, I think that's so hard to predict. That's so. All right, George will probably be at Mercedes. They did it in one of their videos. I saw that. George will probably be at Mercedes. If Ferrari can keep Charles, Charles will still be there. If Verstappen doesn't retire, he'll be at Red Bull. I think Esteban Ocon and or Pierre Gasly will still be at Alpine. I think Esteban Ocon will probably still be at Alpine. I don't know what's going to go on with Pierre. I think Lando will still be at McLaren unless Lewis retires and Lando takes over for him at Mercedes. Otherwise, I think Lando will still be at McLaren. I think Williams is hard to predict because that is such an odd. I think Lando's plan is to stay at McLaren until another major seat opens up. I think that's when he'll make his move and go for it. All right, final lap of the race. We need to focus up here.
Pick up the pace a bit.
Understood.
All right, Daniel, this is your moment. Put it on a podium. Double Haas podium. Let's get it. Let's get it. Just fly. Fly away, my son.
With an overtake there.
Let's see a purple lap. A green sector will take it. We have to keep an eye on fuel. I refuse to do another Albon. Flying. Absolutely flying. Goodbye. I think we're okay on fuel. Goodbye. Dink. Move it to defense. Let's go. Verstappen wins. Lando P2. Daniel Ricciardo. Double Haas podium. Coming off our worst finish in God knows how many races in this series. A double podium for Haas. Let's go. Let's go. Ah. Oh. Only logical step is a seat at the big table. 100%. Lando could also be at Audi. I've seen that a lot as well. Who knows? I think though, I think Lando is looking to move to a big team before I think he would move to Audi. I think he would only go to Audi as a change of pace, and if no seat at the top three opens up. You're gonna say Williams, Vesti, and Joe. I think Vesti is, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Alvatari, Lawson, and Owasa, 100%. 100%. Perez, Leclerc, Sainz, Ocon, Piastri contracts till 24. Yeah, next summer is gonna be crazy. Crazy. Look at that. Oh, I skipped the podium. No. I blame you, Twitch chat. I blame you. I hate it. Our best points haul of the season for sure. I hate it. You distracted me. Our first double podium this season. Oh. Huh. Look at that. Lando overtakes Pierre. Huge. Haas, Arthur, Leclerc, and Behrman. Okay. Let me finish this and we're gonna talk about that. Second place. Second place in the constructors. First is long gone. Goodbye. Congratulations, Red Bull. Second place up for grabs, though. Second place is up for grabs, and we have taken it by the horns. And I don't get to Dev Point. Huge. The man, the myth, the legend. Speak of the devil. Minus 750k. Easy. Easy. Great result. Great result on home soil. We got to keep it up, though. We have to keep it up. The new upgrades are working. We need to keep pushing, and we shall. Okay. The Haas take. I don't think Haas is going to make the mistake of taking two rookies again. I think with the Mazepin and Mick's first season, I think that completely turned them away from the idea of taking unexperienced drivers. That is not what Haas needs. What now? If you had said Arthur Leclerc or Behrman and someone else like a Hulkenberg, I'd believe you. I don't know if they would go quite as young Leclerc and Behrman. Schumacher and I think Audi and Mick make so much sense it hurts. I think that is like the number one like thing. That makes so much sense. I would love to see a Mick and Albon lineup. That would be a lot of fun. I really need to figure out this space thing. Take that off. I forgot. Alpine, Porsche, and Ocon. That makes a lot of sense as well. That makes a lot of sense for sure. Or Gasly and Porsche. Yeah, it's gonna be one of them. I'm guessing it'll be Ocon because Ocon I think has kind of cemented himself as like the clear number one in Alpine. So I think it'll probably end up being Ocon if they end up moving away from Gasly. I think it'll be away from Gasly. So McLaren, Pastry, and Perez. Not a bad one. That's not a terrible that's not a terrible one. Okay. I need to okay. Any other last minute predictions, Sean? Otherwise, I'm gonna get out here. I have a video I need to edit for tomorrow. If you haven't seen the videos that went up today, I uploaded a reaction. Ferrari, Sainz, and Gasly. I don't know about that. I feel like you're about to say a Red Bull lineup of Verstappen and Leclerc, which would pain my soul. But I can see it. But yeah, Mercedes, Russell, and Norris. I've seen that one a lot. I think that one makes a lot of sense. I uploaded a reaction video to the Vegas gameplay that was uploaded today. by the F1 page for F1 23. Looks super nice, super into it. Also, we're still uploading episodes of Haas. You forgot to put Yuki. Yuki will be in there somewhere for sure. Yuki will be in there. But to say the least, I gotta run. I have to go get this video edited, or else I'm gonna be up forever. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Marks, thank you so much for the follow. You're welcome back literally whenever. Just ask the Barton Alonso and Sonoda. I can see it. I can see it. I was talking about that on Twitter earlier. We'll be back on Friday. It's probably just gonna be. Am I here on Friday? I actually don't remember. I actually might not be here on Friday. Join the Discord. Links down below or scrolling through in the chats, and I'll let you know one way or another. Otherwise, it's just gonna be vibes. We're gonna be banging out. We're gonna be banging out rounds of Haas, so we can work on other stuff next week. But until then, I appreciate you guys. I'll be back hopefully on Friday. If not, you'll either see it on Twitter or in the Discord when I figure that out. But until then, I appreciate you guys. Enjoy the lead up to Monaco. We'll talk about it on Friday, hopefully. But until then, I will see you guys in a couple of days. I appreciate you. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Count what you have now. Don't count.